Steve Gamache here with another Chef Knives to Go quick look product review. And we're looking at a newer line of knives from Chef Knives to Go, at least as of this video. This is the Kanehide Ps60 stainless Gyuto 240mm knife. And this line of knives uses a steel that the maker has been kind of searching for and trying to come up with something with some nice edge retention and other qualities. And you can check the website out for more information, but they ended up calling it PS for pure steel, 60 for 60 Rockwell. So heat treats around 60 to 61 Rockwell. It's a mono steel construction, so all the same materials, no cladding, no layers. The weight on the knife is about 212 grams or 7.5 ounces, so kind of a nice middle lightweight knife for a Yo or Western handled 240 Gyuto. The edge length right around 240 millimeter, and I'm measuring these on from tip to chin, so the edge length right there. About 9.5 inches. Overall length about 14.7 for the whole knife. These are fairly thin blades, so they've got a spine thickness around 2 millimeter coming out of the bolster above the back of the blade, and we'll get a closer look at that, but it pretty much holds that most all the way through until you hit the grind, maybe about 1.5 inches or so from the tip, and it thins out nicely to a high performance tip. The blade height on this is a great in-between height, about 50 millimeters, so generous enough for a variety of hand sizes with plenty of board clearance. Handles are basic stabilized, what's known as pack-a-wood, and this one's a kind of a walnut tone to it versus a lot of the black pack-a-wood you commonly see, so kind of a nice warm look to it. Fit and finish on this knife is excellent, and including the handle, the bolster, and they've also done something a lot of more entry-level knives don't do. They've finished off the spine and polished that nicely and rounded it just a little bit, as well as the back of the blade, the choil, into the bolster. So it's very, very comfortable right out of the box. The out-of-the-box edge on this is excellent. I'll give it a solid 6 out of 10. A little stropping will clean it up even more and get a real sharp edge on this. They have put some screened-on kanji and maker's mark on here. You can see the nice blade finish. The right side of the blade, which is this side, has a polished area where they've kind of smooth the curve into the edge a little bit, versus on the left side they have not done that, just a straight edge bevel. So this has a slightly, I guess, asymmetric geometry right at the edge, but I wouldn't really concern that left or right hand. I have no problems with steering, and I am a lefty, zero problems, so don't let that bother you one bit. Sharpening will be easy for this in terms of standard sharpening techniques. Let's look at profile on this thing. As I said, fit and finish is really good on this line of knives, more than you normally see in terms of cleaning things up. Here is, by the way, let's look at the balance point, which I didn't do on the 210 video, but the balance point is kind of right in front of the, just in front of the bolster there. So good for a racket grip or a pinch grip. The profile is just a good gentle belly towards the tip, rolling into a slight flat spot towards the heel. Not a lot of flat spot. It's not a real flat profile, but you get a little bit of a flat spot. If you've got a little bit of motion to your cutting strokes, this should work nicely for a variety of cutting strokes, push, pull cuts, rocking. Not a straight chopping knife, but with a little bit of movement in your stroke, it should cover a wide variety of techniques. Performance on this knife is very, very good through all kinds of products, especially soft products. Root vegetables are great. The non-stick characteristics are about what you'd expect of a thin knife with a fairly smooth finish. Pretty standard, nothing great, but they've done pretty well with the amount of material they have for a nice curve convexing into the edge. So just a really good performing all-around knife. Edge retention has been reported by some pros to be quite good on this new steel, and they like it a lot. Sharpening should be around something like an AEBL style steel, which sharpens up very nicely. Just to let you know, this knife is available in a semi-stainless version called the TK line, Kanehide TK, and it's virtually identical to this. I have the TK 240, identical sizes, everything. Just kind of pick your flavor. So this will have a little bit, probably a fair amount better edge retention. The TK will be a little bit easier to sharpen, plus full stainless, semi-stainless, but great knife. So there you have the Kanehide Ps60 stainless Gyuto 240mm knife.